Hey, what's going on, guys? Rob Reese, the Beast, with the Wayne Man Crow. How's it going, my friend? We're still looking.
Wait for the crow, man.
We're still looking for a replacement for Crowman here in the Facebook group. So make sure you guys are putting in your suggestions inside of the Facebook group because we need a new name for Wayne here. He's not pleased with my choice of the Crowman. Have you ever watched that movie, The Crow?
The crow, yeah, yeah, I have, yeah. I was waiting for a name,
Absolutely,
but
absolutely cool movie. That's what made me think of Crow for you, man, because that dude was totally cool, totally kick-ass, and that's exactly why I attributed it to you. I'm like, he's already got the name, Wayne the Crow, right? And unfortunately, I struck out with that with you, man. I'm
yeah, I
so
just
sorry,
imagined
but
a crow. But I used to be called the Wolverine, but that was because my hair stick out at
you
the
know
side.
what? You know what? You look like you deserve those, like,
I like
scissors
that.
coming through your hand. Maybe we will call you the Wolverine. The
Wayne the
Wolverine
Wolverine.
Crow. Wayne the
Yeah.
Wolverine. Boom. Yeah. I like that. I like that.
So
So
you got
give
all the
us
hair back, and
give us your thoughts inside of the Facebook group, guys. Does Wayne the Wolverine fit for the host here? Let us know. But it's been an incredible week again, Wayne. I'm so glad that you guys are listening and viewing with us. Also, make sure that if you're not inside of the group, make sure you go ahead and get inside of the group. It's free. There's no cost to you guys. Absolutely free, and you get to communicate and get to know a ton of other entrepreneurs just like you who have been on the same journey as you, who can help you on your journey. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, which is networking, okay? Networking versus going it on your own. Now, don't get me wrong. You can certainly go in this business on your own. And I know plenty of people who have done so. But I tell you what, there is a remarkable difference with people who actually network versus who like to do it on their own. The timetable from really starting your business and becoming successful is, in my opinion, that much shorter if you actually network with people. And I know that for a lot of people, it's kind of a grueling thing. It's something that they don't like to do. They don't want to depend on others. But really, it just goes to, in my estimation, how we are as just a people in our very anthropology. We've always been made to be in community. We've never ever survived in this world, in this life alone, and the same thing exists for business. And I know that Wayne, you definitely believe in networking. So what do you say to those people who are trying to get started in this business and grow their business, but they are struggling to see remarkable forward motion in their business? What could be the reason for that?
if but let's take a look at. I think my story kind of tells you the importance of a network. And when I first started out, I wanted to sit behind the computer screen, and that was it. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I didn't want to pick up the phone. Didn't want to go on a live with anyone or anything like that. But when I look back, I can attribute a lot of my success to probably the small network I built. I networked with the right people purely by luck at the time, and that was kind of what shot me forward a lot. Once I realised who these guys knew what they were talking about, and that network really did catapult me. Fast forward to the last few years, and the thing that's really shot me forward in success is my network. And in that network, I kind of class my audience as part of the network as well. So what you class your audience, the people you speak to daily, the people when you do the live, the people or the customer avatar you think of when you're speaking, all part of your network. So the network, if I'd have understood that much earlier the importance of the network, I'd have probably been where I am now 4, 5, maybe even 6 years ahead. Okay. That is the importance of your network. We heard that saying as well, Rob. I'm sure you've heard it, that you show me your 5 friends, I'll show you your future type thing.
That's right.
when you start out, I didn't realise the importance of that, but now it's like, I'm always looking for the next person. Who do I need to network with to learn this skill? Who do I need to network with to understand that better? Who's successful that I can network with, so I can see why they're successful, what makes them successful, because that's what you're constantly trying to do. You're trying to look, for me, a level up, and raise your bar to that, so you can look down and help people up. Does that make sense? Because it's not just about getting rid of people that seem less skilled than you. It's about being able to level yourself up so you can help those beneath you, or those you're trying to help much better. And I think people kind of miss that point of it's not a case of getting rid of all the people that you think you're now raising above them. It's about raising your skills so you can help people and serve other people that much better.
Do you think that part of the issue is when people hear network, they think network marketing and recruiting and all of that? Because I know that as soon as that word comes up, a lot of people automatically assume that you're trying to build a downline and recruit your family into this new Amway business.
Yeah, I think that could be a big part of it. But if you think of real business, so not what we do at all, but think of real business. What is it that makes salespeople successful, or makes certain people successful? It's because, and I've got a perfect example of that, 2 people I speak to fairly regularly in the internet marketing world used to be sales reps for computer companies. And it was just the network of people, the people they managed to network with, that brought them the big sales. That shows you in any scoop of life, it's your network equals your net worth, so to speak, but that shows you how important your network is. The people that you've got around you, the people who support you, the people who you learn from. They're such an important factor. And it's early in your kind of internet marketing career, if you like. If you can find the right people to network with, that could be 2-3 years, whether it's a mentor, coach, people you find in a group. So if you think of our group, that is such a fantastic place. So I can see the friendships that are made. I can see the networks that are made. I can see how they're helping each other, and how it's moving forward as a community and a group of people. That's really what a network's all about. It's not pimping yourself out. That's not about pimping yourself out. It's about finding people you can align yourself with.
I wouldn't be able to pimp myself out. I'm not that pretty, man. But just a personal story on that topic, because I used to work in a corporate job, Fortune 500 company, and what I noticed was the people who were making $100,000, $500,000 commission checks, these guys literally had to do a lot less work than everyone else because of the relationships that they built with either resellers or people that could make the correct connections with the important people at the company they were trying to sell into. And the same thing works in any other industry, especially ours, where it's such a social kind of environment where you go after somebody that you look up to. You kind of pinpoint that person that you see that you would like to kind of be. You pick the top 5 people and you try to align yourself with those people, asking them questions, getting involved in their stuff, being in the events that they go to. I know that you recently have started going to events. One of the best ways to start networking is be in the places that the people you want to be are. And Wayne, I know that's true of you. Give us a little bit of a synopsis as to what's happened since you started importing yourself where these successful people are, and what has happened in your business.
So the first thing to kind of say is some people will be like me. I'm an introvert. I don't, my man cave is my palace. But you've got to take those steps. If you are like that, you have to take those steps. If you're afraid of doing lives, you need to do it. If you're afraid of speaking to people, you need to do it. If you're afraid of jumping on phone calls or Skype sessions, you need to do it. If you're afraid of going to live events, you need to do them. The things you get from these live events, not only normally do they have some kind of teaching going on, if you're at a high level, you have real value being given. So not only is there that, but you learn to network with people that you just don't realize exist. You on social media, for example, you only see a certain level of people. Most successful people aren't interested in Facebook or Instagram, especially in my niche, email marketing, that kind of niche. They're not interested in that, so you won't even see them on there. It's only when you start speaking to these people you realize, hey, I sent an email and made 5 figures. It's only then you understand, and you can speak to them, you can ask them questions, and because you're one-on-one and you're creating a relationship, you can get much more honest answers. But not only that, you can kind of, so one of the things I wanted to do was start running webinars. I had no idea how I was going to do it. By going to one of these events, I found a guy that runs one of these summits. I went on the summit, I was successful, and then the door opened for the webinars. So you learn how these people do webinars, you learn all the little tactics. So again, it comes down to your network. I don't like the thought of pimping myself out, so I only align myself with people that I create a connection with. It's harder for me to create a connection maybe, but when I create it, that is so valuable. So it's really about creating those connections and that network with people that is natural. Does that make sense? Don't force it. Don't be kind of fake, because people see through all that.
One of the biggest excuses in my book that I notice people make is, I don't like to do something, or it's scary or whatever, and it prevents them from doing it. They want to be successful, they want to see the results, but they're not willing to do the hard thing for them, And one of my pet peeves are people who can't stand being on camera. It's like, you talk to a group of people every single day, right? Yes. And you have a hard time talking into a piece of plastic? Literally, you're like, I'm going to call everybody out who's afraid of doing something on camera right now. Just do it. Stop making excuses. Do the hard thing, because guess what? You're going to be able to connect with new people now this way. And guess what? You're talking to a piece of plastic rather than, a group of 100 people on a stage, okay?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. If it brings up jitters in you, do it. But this is going to help you really create new habits. It's going to help you create new relationships with people. People are already going to start to notice you a little bit more. And that's like a side note, but when it comes to networking and developing those new relationships, you just need to say, hey, what's going on? Is there something that you can teach me? I mean, people love their egos, stroked. I'm reading this book that's showing me how to create things in a timely fashion, create products in a timely fashion. And one of the things that they are teaching you is to reach out to people who are above you, just like we're talking right now. Network with people that have put out things, and it says the best way to get a positive result from another person, a positive answer, response from another person, is to stroke their ego. You're awesome. I love your stuff. Your content has really helped me. This and this and that. And if you can feed that to a person, now I'm not saying don't lie. I'm not saying lie to the person. But what I am saying is that simply by letting the people know who you enjoy following, the people who you look up to in your industry, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. If you're in the dog niche and there's a particular type of trainer that you really enjoy, reach out to that person, because obviously they're doing something that you're not, that you're wanting to do. Reach out to that person and see if you can develop a relationship with that person, because guess what? That can open up incredible doors for you down the road. I don't know how many people I've sent a direct message to, hey, just wanted to, say hi, get to know you a little bit, and see if there's anything that you can help me out with. I mean, obviously you want to be a little bit more tactful than that, but that is essentially what I ended up doing. And because of that, it has literally opened up so many doors for me.
Yeah.
What are some actionable things, Wayne, that you can give to our listeners to help them with meeting people who are in their industry that's going to help them in their business?
Well, the biggest thing I'm obviously going to say is jump in our free group, and don't be afraid of, like you said, the lives earlier. Don't be afraid of them lives, because the way to think of it, when I jump on a call with you, that's 1-to-1. Okay, that's where
Yep.
relationships really form. But when you jump on a live, it's one to many. So you can build your audience, your network much quicker by, you're speaking to whoever will watch it. And the more you do, the more that will kind of come. But get into a group of people who are at a similar level than you. So it'll be inside our group. We've got tons of people at every level. Very newbies to who don't know what an opt-in form is, which is fine, all the way through to pretty advanced people. Jump in the group and just learn who you need to network with. Get in there and be friendly. Don't go out there trying to pitch. We all know what it's like when you get spammed. The first thing you do, hey, do you want to turn $50 into 50 million? Block. So build a relationship. Always look to build relationships. Everything is built. Your network should be built on relationships. So just say, hey, I see inside the group. A lot of groups don't like direct messages and stuff, which I think is strange, because I know when you build a network, it's a support network as well. One of the things that I've been through recently, you get kind of lonely. We've talked about this on previous podcasts. Your network can act as a support network. When you're kind of feeling a bit lost, a bit down, you can speak to them as well. So get inside our group and network with people. Just open up the conversation with people. Introduce yourself to the group.
The amount of resources that you're going to get just from being inside of our free Facebook group is absolutely insane. The amount of knowledge that's available to people in there is insane. It's more than most paid courses that you're going to get. You're going to get so much support, so much just networking involved in there. There are so many people in there that are genuinely wanting to help new people out and struggling people out. I know that I've seen a number of people make their first dollars online because of being associated with people inside of the traffic domination group. It's absolutely an incredible place to get to meet other entrepreneurs, to grow your knowledge. One of the things that I absolutely love about kind of jumping in the deep end, if you will, is how much faster you end up learning things, Wayne. You end up learning things a ton more when you almost overwhelm yourself. I know that's maybe a contradiction sometimes to people and some people's brains, but I remember going to a country where I knew nothing of the language, and by the time I left, I started understanding certain things that people were saying out in the general public, simply because I was able to pick up on things that I picked up on where I felt overwhelmed. You're gonna feel sometimes overwhelmed in things, but if you're getting fed good information, guess what happens when it's fed to you enough? You're gonna start to build a mental strength in order to actually move forward and propel yourself into success, which is absolutely going to just benefit you in the long run rather than hurt you. It may feel like that, oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed right now, but guess what? Your brain is actually soaking in information that you'll be able to recall a little bit later on, and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I remembered all of this stuff. And the same thing can happen for you if you join our Facebook group. Again, it's completely free. Guys, jump on in. It is absolutely a fun place to be, and you're going to meet some incredible people as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. Everywhere podcasts are available, iTunes, Google Music, I mean, you name it. Just type in Traffic Domination Podcast. Is there anything else you want these good old people to know, Wayne?
Not really, mate, but that last point you made, I call that immersion. what you then talked about. You
Absolutely.
Call it being of the world. I call that complete immersion. And that's where your network comes in as well, because you're immersing yourself in what you're doing. That is where everything comes from, that immersion. So, yeah, brilliant point there, mate.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're either going to learn to swim or you're going to drown. And really the option for most people is they're going to continue to flap their arms until they float. So guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Traffic Domination. This is Rob the Beast Reese, along with Wayne the Man Crow.
I was waiting for the Wolverine.
Oh, that's right. We chose the Wolverine for this week. Well, guys, submit your answers on what we should call Wayne. Right now, it's the Wolverine in the lead. But until next time, the Beast and the Wolverine are out.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.